If you're part of the spiritual community here on YouTube or on TikTok or Facebook, whatever social media platform or podcast you're getting your spirituality fix from, I'm sure you've heard a lot of gurus, life coaches, spiritual teachers, channelers, mediums talking about concepts such as New Earth and Lightworking. I just wanted to come on here and share some of my own personal insights and beliefs about these topics that I've learned throughout my own spiritual journey and awakening process, especially when it comes to things such as New Earth. You know, I hear a bunch of people talking about this great solar flash that is supposedly going to happen and usher in collective consciousness shift, as well as extraterrestrials making mass contact and causing collective consciousness shift. And, you know, while I do believe these concepts are possible, especially the extraterrestrial one, as I've had my own premonitions and interactions with extraterrestrials since I awakened, since my awakening deepened earlier this year. I also believe that we should not just be waiting around for these events to occur, even if they are going to happen, because we don't know how long that could be. And we are co-creators with the divine. You know, that divine spark exists within each and every one of us. God, source, creator, universe, the spirit, it's all us. We are the creator. We are the creator and the creation. It's a part of us and we co-create. And, you know, if we want New Earth to be a thing, we have the ability to create that. God's will, the divine plan, it all gets enacted out through our own choices, our own decisions, our own behaviors. And then when it comes to light work, a lot of people talk about light work like it's all, love and light, sunshine and rainbows, happiness and positivity all the time. And that's not what it is. You know, we are spiritual beings here to have a human experience, and the human experience includes those harder subjects, feelings, and emotions and experiences. That's how we evolve. We wouldn't if we didn't have them. You know, part of being a light worker, there's dark, dirty work involved in it, and it's not just involving like the shadow work that gets done, facing the parts of yourself that you don't want to acknowledge and that you've been rejecting, and learning how to accept it and integrate it and bring balance as a being consisting of both light and darkness. But it is also facing darkness that exists within the world, shining our lights upon it in order to bring it forward. That way it can be healed and transmuted and repaired and better systems put into place that benefit all beings and not just some beings. Take, for instance, the stuff going on with Diddy right now. All of this awful stuff is coming out. That's absolutely disgusting. But, you know, it has to come out. All of the corruption, manipulation, lies, and abuse that's going on in this world continues to happen if it stays in the darkness and continues to be done in the shadows. Everybody that is coming forward with their stories right now in order to try to bring change and justice into this world, they are doing light work. Light work is also about sitting with these heavy topics and having difficult conversations, because how do we change the world if we are not willing to do this stuff? You know, we exist here in the 3D, and we need to ground ourselves here in the 3D. And, you know, our consciousness, it's still 5D consciousness, to realize that we each play our part. We are each a puzzle piece in the grand scheme of things. And God works through each and every one of us. Our souls choose the experiences that we want to have before we come here. We choose our families. You know, we have this divine blueprint, but we're given free will, and it's up to us to figure out how to build it. I am currently reading the Bhagavad Gita for the third time. The first couple of times it made sense, and it resonated with me, but this go around, I decided to read it for a very specific purpose, because I am discovering in my own life that part of my path is learning to speak my truth and be my most authentic self, my authentic expression of source that I am, through speaking my experience here. And I remembered how the Bhagavad Gita, and please forgive me if I've mispronounced anything, because I'm an American and English is the only language that I know how to speak. I'm trying my best here. I remember how in the Gita, it's about Arjuna going to war against family members. It begins with Krishna urging for peace and not for war, but everybody refuses. And so it turns out war is the only way through. And so Arjuna chooses Krishna to be like a spiritual advisor throughout the war and a non-combatant. And right before it begins, he asks Krishna to pull his chariot to the battlefield in between both armies to see who's eager for this war. And he realizes that he's going to be fighting his family and his friends. And he suddenly begins questioning the morality of warfare and of killing. And he lays down his bow and arrow and says he doesn't want to fight because he doesn't want to kill people that he cares about, like his teacher and his family. And Krishna begins dropping all this spiritual knowledge on him about reincarnation and how the physical vessel is fleeting and the soul has been here before, it's infinite, it'll be here again, and that, he's not really killing them because the soul is neither born nor dies. It can't be destroyed. So why mourn? And he's told about 4 paths of spirituality. One is a path of knowledge, one is a path of devotion, one is a path of meditation, and one is a path of action. And now you can have aspects of all of these in your path. These are just the 4 main characteristics of spiritual paths. And he basically focuses in on the path of action and how fighting in this war, deciding to fight in this war, it's karmic yoga. He will be balanced in his actions because he's fighting for righteousness. He's fighting for dharma against adharma, righteousness versus unrighteousness. And he tells him not to be a coward and to fight the war, but to do it without attachment. Do it because it's the right thing to do and because it is his duty. And all of these spiritual gurus that I come across tend to only talk about paths of inaction. And they really talk about these paths of inaction as if they're superior to other paths, when that's not the case at all. Literally everything in existence is spiritual because it's all God. And we all play a part. Whether you're the one playing the villain or you're the one playing the hero, we all play a part and we're all a part of God. We're all actors in this grand play that helps everyone ascend in their own time, learn their lessons in their own time. And that's okay. None of us are superior to each other. But other gurus tend to talk as if the paths of inaction are the superior paths. And I just feel like if that were the case, we would all just keep going in circles and nothing would ever improve. We wouldn't ever go anywhere. And in my own spiritual path, I have been struggling with the concepts of forgiveness and letting go because of these spiritual teachings of inaction. I understand forgiveness is for ourselves, and I most definitely agree with that. But I have struggled with feeling like if I'm to speak my truth, it feels like people are telling me that I'm seeking revenge and that I'm not letting something go by choosing to speak my radical truth. And I've been realizing that that's not the case at all. Forgiveness, for me personally, means that I recognize that when another being hurts me, it comes from a place of hurt. They are hurting within themselves, and so they choose to push that hurt, project that hurt onto others. And in that sense, I can find compassion and empathy for that person. But forgiveness does not have to mean that my dog knocking off my light. Forgiveness does not have to mean that I just roll over and take it. I don't do anything about somebody crossing my boundaries or purposely hurting me. You know, letting go does not mean turning the blind eye and pretending like something didn't happen. I've been learning that letting go, for me personally, the lesson is about overcoming my fears and doing, like, the fear exists, but do it anyway because it's the right thing to do. Letting go of the attachment to any outcome that may come from me speaking my truth, and just doing it because I need the release is part of the healing process to speak my truth. And you know, if it's not revenge either to speak my truth and own my experience here on this planet. And if something happens to the people that hurt me and my loved ones by me speaking my truth, that's their own energy returning to them. It's just the divine plan being carried out, and I'm fulfilling my part by speaking my truth. And I don't know if anybody else has struggled with these concepts, but I hope by me learning to speak my own truth, I help inspire others to also take action and stand up for themselves and take their power back. My story is my strength, my voice is my power, and my pain is my gift. I am not the victim of circumstance, but the beneficiary of it. I have been living my life under these stories that other people have placed upon me instead of taking charge of my destiny and co-creating my reality. I've been living in this victimhood when I am the co-creator. I don't have to be a victim unless I choose to be a victim. And by staying silent and letting people just get away with awful things that they do to me and other people, it continues to happen as long as no one stands up to them. And I've been having this very clear guidance from Spirit about what I am supposed to be doing, and that is speaking. And I'm not going to get into it too much in this video, but I will say that my mom was murdered. I believe that a family member is involved, and I believe that there is public corruption involved as well. And I don't currently have the resources to hire a private investigator, as I'm living in poverty and I have been on the verge of homelessness all year. But I need to tell my story as part of my healing journey. My spirit has been urging me to. I'm on a shamanic life path. I am clairaudient. I have premonitions as well. Actually saw my mom's murdered 2.5 years before it happened. I'm overcoming my fears of what people may perceive me as, both the non-spiritual community and the spiritual community. I don't want revenge. I just want the truth. And I'm a firm believer that the truth always comes out into the light. And I'm hoping by me speaking about it, I may be able to help bring it into the light. I don't know if I will. I don't know what the outcome will be. But it's something that I know I have to do. My spirit keeps telling me that I have to. I was at work yesterday and I noticed that my assistant manager has experiment 626 tattooed on her arm. For those of you that are Disney fans, you already know it's Lilo and Stitch. Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind. 626 is also the number that I associate with my mother, as it was her phone number. So there's confirmation for me. And then I went on my lunch break and I saw a license plate that said Rafiki. Rafiki is the baboon from Lion King, and he's a shaman. And he reads omens from the universe just like I do. He speaks the language of the universe just like I do. And the Lion King, as you know, it's all about Simba's uncle killing his dad, blaming it on Simba. Simba has to face his past, return to his pride in order to take back what is his, and his uncle finally admits what he's done. And the parallel to my life story is absolutely wild, to say the least. Yeah, I'm gonna start talking about it. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I know it's something I have to do. And I really hope I inspire other people to be their most authentic selves, speak their truth fearlessly. Your story matters. Your experience here matters. You have purpose, and don't let anybody tell you that you don't. I hope you have a blessed day.